everybody, welcome back to the craft room. I am so glad that you've been able to join me, and I am so glad that it is warm enough that I actually want to be in my craft room. If this looks the same as the last two videos you've seen, it is because I recorded several videos in a row so that I could have them, because I might be busy to, and not be able to get another video up, or I may have more videos that I want to record. So there's no problem. There's nothing wrong with getting ahead, right? But anyway, I'm going to cheat here and look at my blog post, which if you follow my blog, or if you don't, you are more than welcome to join me there as well. It's talesfromthecraftroom.net, and I post there nearly every day, little updates on projects that I'm doing, new projects that I've started, and a lot of times stuff goes up on my blog before I actually make the video. So if you need the sneak peek, go check that out. You can either subscribe via email, or if you have a WordPress account, you can follow with the reader, or you can just check back every day if you don't want to do either one of those. But Movie and Stitch, I am following along with several crafters with the Movie and Stitch, which that's, if you're not familiar with that, the hashtag in the title of my video, you can click on that and go see everybody else's videos that they put up, and people that can explain it much better than I can. But basically, about every 2 weeks, which I think I'm a little ahead because I've already done my D movie, but I haven't written it up yet. Well, I have written it up, I just haven't shared it yet on my blog. But about every 2 weeks, the crafters that are participating are watching a movie, coordinating with the letter of the alphabet. We started with A, and we're going down the words like the and, and to, like that, do not count in the title, or, numbers, I guess. But anyway, we're watching it and working on a project. Some people are doing specific projects. I am just working on something random. Some project that I have going, or maybe start a new one to work on. And another thing, all of the videos that hubby and I are watching, or this one was just me, they are either videos that we personally own or that we can watch for free online. We do not subscribe to any streaming services like Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. No paid subscriptions. We also do not have a local video store. It closed down at the end of the year. So we're trying to do this as cheap as possible. And at the time that this video is put up, the videos that I share that we've watched online are free to watch. Like I said, at the time the video is made. So 6 months or a year from now, these movies may not be free to watch on the platform that I have shared them from. Does that make sense? I hope it made sense. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to cheat because I am horrible at both oral and written book reports. I would always just read the back of the book and, say you got to read the book to find out what happens, because that's just the way I roll. I've never been good at book reports. So, for the letter C, I chose to watch, and I'm probably going to read this. So, I chose to watch The Cross and the Switchblade. Now, I am familiar with the movie. I am familiar with what the movie is about, but I have never watched it. Probably because when it was super popular, I was too young and it was over my head. But anyway, I had, growing up, the 33 1/3, those big records, the soundtrack, and I also had the book that had a color photo section in the middle. I'm guessing those probably belonged to my youngest uncle. Either that or they belonged to my youngest aunt. But I'm guessing it was the youngest uncle, because I don't think it was something more I think that my uncle would have been interested in. But I was always listening to that record. I listened to the record all the time. And I was always thumbing through the color pictures in the book, but I never read the book. So anyway, let's see where I'm at. Let's say, the book was above my reading level at that time. And by the time I got old enough to actually be able to, read the book, I have no clue where the record or the book even is now, and I don't even know if I had them when I was a teenager. So anyway, the movie is rated PG, and it came out in June of 1970. Now, honestly, telling on myself here, that was before I was born. Not much, but that was before I was born. It was based on the book by the same name, The Cross and the Switchblade, which was written by David Wilkerson. It's about a country preacher from Pennsylvania that steps into the midst of racial hatred, gang warfare, and drugs in the New York ghetto. Okay, now, I have to say, I totally admire Mr. Wilkerson for his work among the gangs. He didn't give up, and from as far as I watched in the movie, because I didn't finish it, I had about 15 minutes left. One reason I stopped is because I ran out of yarn, and the other reason I stopped is because it was really dry, in my opinion. But anyway, he was really making a difference with the gang members and people that were willing to listen to him and whatnot. And I think I'm wowed by missionaries, with people that can go out and do this, because not me, I can't do that. But anyway, you know, that's not my thing, but hopefully I can be an example and witness to others in other ways besides going out on the streets and witnessing like Mr. Wilkerson did. But I do have to say that one thing that stood out to me in this movie was the clothing style of the gang members. Now, as you know, gang members these days, they wear hoodies with their hoods up, their pants are hanging down below their butt cheeks, and they wear tennis shoes, right? Well, these gang members in the video, which is probably the style of, you know, the 60s or early 70s, was suits, like dress pants, a suit jacket, and dress shoes. I was like, no way. These guys don't look like gang members. But, like I said, that was probably the style from back then. But, you know, if you're into missionary type stories, I would suggest watching this video. Had I not ran out of yarn, I would have probably finished, you know, the movie. But I stopped. I don't know if I'll finish it or not, because it was just that dry for me. But here is, sorry for the crinkle, here is the hat that I was making. Okay, I had a minor little interruption there. I believe I was saying don't mind the crinkle of the bag. It was in, I had it in this plastic bag, which is the bag that the yarn came in. This is a bulky weight yarn. I do have another one here that I grabbed so that I could finish it. This yarn has no name. It is just numbers, if that makes any sense to you. But this is some yarn that my sister, I believe she got it off of Wish, but she got some and gave it to me, and I says, get me some more. So she got me a few more balls of it, because I was thinking blanket, but 2 of them are going to end up being a hat. Like I said, I have no pattern for this. I just crocheted until it would fit around my head, and I am using a size K crochet hook for this. And this is what I had left when I ran out. And I actually ran out right here. Well, I didn't run out, but I'm at the end of a row. So that's a handy little thing. And I don't care what color that starts with. I'm just going to tie it on here, and I'm going to continue on. So it might totally mess up this pattern sequence of color that this hat has. But I think that's pretty cool so far. And it definitely, I'll put it on for you. It definitely is going to fit. It's, you know, about right. And I do think one more ball would be perfect, which might give a little extra room that you could roll up the edge of it. So that's what I worked on while I was watching The Cross and the Switchblade. Like I said, I will finish this. You will definitely be seeing it in a future Yarn Talk video, or a future Tales from the Craft Room blog post. Go check that out if you haven't. The link's down in the description box below. So now that I've told you about it, that I haven't finished the movie, I can finish the hat. So anyway, before I leave, let me tell you what the D movie is. And like I said, I've already watched it. I'm going to wait a little bit before I post that one. But anyway, the D movie that we're going to watch is a movie that we have never seen before. I just happened to find the video while I was scrolling through one of the free movie apps that I downloaded. I believe it was Tubi. It's a free app that you can get off the App Store. Some of the videos have commercials in them, but that's okay. I'll watch commercials for a free video. But it's called Dave Made a Maze. So that's what we're going to be watching for our D movie. So I want to thank you guys for joining me for my Movie and Stitch C video. And I hope to see you right back here in the craft room for my next video.